So today we will talk about receiving knowledge from demons and what are the challenges when you do the readings or when you call the spirits to receive the knowledge and insight. What are the challenges? And we kinda need to go shortly into this. So when we receive information from the spirits, we need to understand that spirits do not speak and do not observe the world in the same way we do. And it happens often that they say one thing and mean the other thing, but we do not know what they are saying because our human perception is limited and cannot understand what they are saying. So when you are receiving knowledge from the spirit, you need to be really insisting on spirit to explain you everything in detail. Especially when you do readings or workings for somebody else, because if that somebody else was inexperienced, and if you give him cryptic message, there is a big possibility he will interpret it wrongly. So always insist for the spirit to give you concrete instructions, which are simple to understand and easy to follow. But in order to kinda receive concrete instructions from the spirit, you need to have enough willpower to communicate with them properly. So people who do not have developed astral senses enough, they will usually receive cryptic messages. And in other cases, when you receive a cryptic message, it's usually a sign that spirits want deliberately to remain mysterious. But if that happens, then ask the spirit how you can prepare for this mysterious occurrence, or how you can better understand the advice. What you can you do to understand the advice better? Always insist on clarification, because a lot of times in my practice, I fucked myself by don't understanding what spirits are saying. And I will give you here one example of how asking spirits for information works. So in this video I will tell you what spirit is telling me in regard to one of my clients who wanted to remain anonymous, but I actually want to share his message with the rest of my audience, because that's a good example of how the spirits give messages. So I am doing a path reading for him. I am literally explaining him with the spirit what spiritual endeavors he should start working on and what should be the next spiritual step in his journey. So let's start. So first, he should start working on opening of chakras and energy centers and working on his energy. That's the first thing he should start working with. Then the next thing he should start working with is working with Agrat Batmalat, one of the demonic queens. She is really powerful and really willing to help beginners. And in case of this individual, from what I picked up, she will teach him the basics of sorcery, and she will also heal his mind and psyche to an extent and prepare him for more advanced workings. This working with Agrat Batmalat will last around 2 weeks. Another thing after those 2 weeks with Agrat Batmalat he should do is he should call Belial and work with him on solving of his legal and financial problems. Now, the only information I received here is that he should work with Belial, but it is on me to actually interpret why. The same thing is with Agrat Batmalat statement. I received information that he should work with Agrat Batmalat, but it is on me as a reader to interpret why. So he should work with Belial, in my opinion. He received this from the spirits, because Belial is really harsh, and he forces the individual to change, and he also solves problems in a really quick and chaotic way. And Belial is really good for protection, and this individual is in kind of risky situation right now, so that's the reason why Belial is called. And the third spirit he should work with is Satan. Why Satan? So I received he is going to work with Satan. Now, what's my interpretation of this? Now, why Satan? Satan teaches like discipline, self-deification, empowerment, and he is kinda useful for all kinds of things. He doesn't have specific office. He is really applicable to almost all situations. But the reason why he received message to work with Satan, in my opinion, is because this individual signed a pact with one of the beings in the demonic hierarchy, which is known to be, not sign a pact, but created an initiation with one of the beings from the demonic hierarchy, which is known as lighter aspect of the adversary, as being who brings light. And the reason why now this individual has to work with Satan is because Satan will teach him kinda darker works and darker aspects necessary for his evolution and for solution of his present situation. So his work with Belial should last around 6 weeks, and his work with Satan should last around a year. So to like formulate everything I said, again, he should start working with Agrad Bat Malat for 2 weeks. Then he should start working after that with Belial for 6 weeks. And then he should start working after that with Satan for over a year. And those are the 3 steps, the 3 next steps in his path. A lot of aspects of this reading had to be interpreted by me. So be careful who you ask to do your reading and channel the message from the spirits. Because if that person interprets what spirit told you wrongly, then you are in a big problem. Especially if you cannot ask spirits again for clarification. And I had some instances in which I paid people for readings which were extremely inaccurate. People channeled information about things in my past which didn't happen. I had those extremely wrong predictions by certain psychics. So be careful. By the way, if you want me to do you a path reading, to ask with which spirit you should work the next, in which period of time, and kinda to interpret you the reading and give you like a detailed overview of what you should do for in your path next, you can hit me up on my email you see in the description below. But right now we will talk about another aspect of reading, and that's that you cannot do the reading, a path reading, with the spirits you are not familiar with. So you have a lot of people right now in this business industry or niche who are working with the spirits just for the money, and they are willing to do a reading with the spirit they don't know at all. So I personally do the readings only with demonic spirits or Slavic gods. I do readings within those 2 pantheons, and eventually within Jinnic pantheon, because those are three pantheons I am skilled with. And partially Hecate, because I work with Hecate too. So, if you need a reading with other kind of spirit, which is related to spirits I mentioned, you can hit me up. But if you, for example, need a reading from Wodan, or if you need a reading from Celtic Pantheon, or if you need a reading from, I don't know, African traditions, or some another current I am not familiar with, don't hit me up. So I am doing a path readings for demons, for Slavic gods, for Hecate and darker Greek gods, and for the jinn. And those are the kind of path readings I am doing. So if you are working with those kinds of spirits, and if you need some kind of instructions, hit me up. But keep in mind that a lot of things you will receive will also be my personal interpretation of the message, because eventually every psychic who is doing a channeling or a reading receives information and then interprets them. It's never a pure spirit speaking thing, no matter how medium is skilled. And different spirits will speak differently to different mediums. It's like different water will taste differently if it goes through a different sewer system. So, if canalization and water supply system is different, the water will taste differently and be used for different purposes. Mediums are like water supply system. The different are the sewers, the different will be experience with the spirit channeled through the medium. For example, if me and my friend channel Hecate for our own purpose or for somebody else, you will know that it's Hecate because you will feel same energy, same kind of personality, same kind of a vibe, but there will be variations to a certain extent depending on a person channeling. And that always happens. So you need to be aware of it when you are hiring different people to do channelings for you. But if you actually deeply analyze what the spirits say, and if interpreter is good, you will always find out that spirits told you same things through different people. If you receive that the spirits are telling different things through different people regarding the same issue, then either one of the channelers is wrong or you didn't interpret it correctly. You don't know how to interpret things. Because spirits exist externally from us. They are not aspects of our mind. And since we communicate with external beings, of course they will communicate same message to different people. It will always be a little bit tweaked on a different way depending on a medium. In the same way that sex will be different depending on a partner. But you fuck no matter what. You know, you are doing the same thing. In the same way, message will sound a little differently depending on a medium. But if person is actually accurate and willing to listen to the message from the spirit world, you will always receive the same message for the same issue from the different people, unless somebody is trying to trick you and to tell you what you want to hear. So, thanks for watching. And also, when, for example, you ask Lilith for a reading, and then you ask Belphegor for a reading, Lilith and Belphegor will give you two different answers to two different questions, or two different answers to same questions. But if two of the same readers and psychics ask Lilith on one issue, on the same issue, Lilith will always provide the same answer, because Lilith always has the same opinion on the same issue in situation of same person. But, for example, if you ask Belphegor same question for same issue, he will give you a different answer, because Belphegor, as an independent being, has different opinion than Lilith regarding one issue. So you need to keep that in mind too when people are channeling. Different spirits will give you different answers. But same spirit, if you ask same spirit one question twice in the same situation, he will always give the same answer, because again, spirits exist externally of us, independently from us, and they have personalities and opinions. So, a lot of people ask a bunch of different spirits same question, and then they are surprised when same spirit gives same answer to same question, but then they ask different spirits, and then different spirits tell them different answers. And it's the same as if you asked 10 people to give you opinion regarding the issue. 10 people will give you 10 different opinions. In the same way, 10 different spirits will give you 10 different opinions, because spirits have different opinions from one another. King Paimon and Lilith, for example, do not agree on many issues. Belphegor and Lucifer, for example, do not agree on many issues. Why? Because they are different spirits with different personalities and different priorities. So, I think this is enough for today, and thanks for your time.